Alright, I think we're live. We're good? Cool. Back to Transport Fever 2 with our train-only challenge. We have a loop here, taking care of some wood to planks to tools stuff. We have tools going to this city, and we've got fuel happening up here. Lots to get to, but of course we're limited to trains only, and all of the fun that comes with waiting for the game to do a whole bunch of stuff. I did look into mods and tried to find something that would increase the game speed beyond 4 times, but I was not able to find a standalone mod that would let you do that. So we're stuck on it with 4 times whatever, 3 times whatever speed this is. Okay, it is 4 times. But we are making money. We just need to keep repaying loans so that we aren't spending so much money on loan interest, and then slowly scale our operation from there. But it's good to see you guys. Hopefully you're having a good Tuesday evening or early Wednesday morning, depending on where you are. And I think probably the smartest thing for us to do at this moment is to try and upgrade all the trains that are doing the supply stuff, not the ones necessarily taking the goods to market, so to speak. Because right now, our fuel refinery is not able to keep up with the demand for this town through this thing here, and there's also this town that wants fuel, and I did build a track for it. There just isn't a train running on it because we didn't have the cash. So we will need to bump up the amount going into the oil refinery so that then the fuel refinery can do one-to-one conversions. And we've got tons of crude oil that is just going to waste. Well, it's not really going to waste because it's infinite, but we're not taking advantage of the production capabilities, so we will need to upgrade these trains. But I think the best one to upgrade first is going to be the 3 that are running on this logging supply route, which is the tool production loop. And if we take all these guys into the edit mode, they only have 2 flat cars each, and I think they would benefit very much from each being upgraded. But the problem is that's going to cost us $1.7 million, which we do not have. I could just take the rest of the loan back out all the way up to $30 million, but I'm trying to avoid doing that. So instead, I think we're just going to have to wait until we have $1.7-ish million saved up in cash, which is unfortunately going to take time. Dr. Cousin, hello. Remo, hello. Marcus, hello. I was loading the save game of Water Beavers an illegal move, as in not just reloading when I deleted the thing. I mean, I would have considered it to be an illegal move, because I always try to tell you guys I like the authentic experience of playing the game, and I don't like restarting or whatever without the need to do so. So, I mean, I made a mistake. I bypassed the deletion dialogue because I was in a hurry, and I didn't check that I was actually clicking on the right thing, so I would never have wanted myself to do that, as in reload something, so I just said, alright, we'll go with it. Is what it is. So this will actually stay here in the vehicle edit menu while we go do other stuff and wait for our money to come back in. There we go. Yeah, I don't want to take the loan back out because we're already paying so much money every quarter in interest. So, taking a look at the rest of the map, there's not really a lot of convenient setups for you know, cities that want stuff that can be produced close by. So maybe I should have re-rolled the map before we really committed to this, but I guess this was fine enough. The problem we're going to run into is to do pretty much anything else, we're going to have to get into some pretty complicated hub and spoke supply networks with trains, and those are very expensive to build. But I think we will be okay long term. Oh hey, that was up to like 1.5 million. I guess we should keep a little bit of a closer eye on this. Yeah, maybe one more quarter and we'll have the ability to upgrade those trains, and that'll of course help us make more money more quickly. Yes, more money, more problems. Don't I know it? Now what we can do, once we have a whole lot more of our tool situation taken care of, aside from Paterson and Birmingham, we also have up here Norfolk wants tools, and then one of these over here, yeah, Corona wants tools and fuel. So it's basically exactly the same as what Birmingham wants. But fuel refining is going to be a little bit of a problem on the rest of the map because everything else is so spread out. I mean, we do have the oil refinery here next to these 2 oil wells, but the fuel refinery is all the way over here. And I think there's one more somewhere over here. Yeah, all the way in the corner. And unfortunately, the construction materials are going to be a huge pain in the butt because this right here, this quarry and this plant are basically the only ones that are close enough to make it worthwhile using a single train early in the game. But none of the cities around them actually want construction materials except Peoria right here. But this is a little bit further than you think it is. Hollywood wants them too, so I guess if we really had enough money, we probably could just have one going back and forth here, and then from here to here and here and back, just to drop those off. But, oh, there's also this guy here, but there's no quarry. Alright, stuff to think about. Plenty to go on. I believe you can use the host console to increase the game speed, but must turn on cheats. Yeah, I'd rather not do that, unfortunately. I do want achievements for this. How's it going? Such an amazing, fun game. I really like this game. And I was a little upset when the videos I did on the tutorial missions really did not do well. People said that they were like not any good. But then they said, hey, you should try out the free play. And then we did a couple streams on that a year and a half ago. And that was a lot of fun. And I said, you know what? It would be nice to get back to that. So now we can actually expand these. We saved up enough money. And that should, in theory, increase the effectiveness of this line substantially, which means more tools can be made, which means more tools can be brought over to our other cities, so on and so forth, and then the cities get bigger and there's more demand. It just escalates from there. No, I'm not asleep. Yeah, we're probably, before too long, going to get to a point where we need to identify which city on the map is going to be our hub, and then what needs to be shipped there. You know, just taking a look at the general layout of stuff, it probably should be somewhere in the middle, which the easy answer would be either Akron or New York City. New York City has a bunch of mountains around it, which, you know, the game just randomly assigns stuff, so that is what it is. But since we are using only trains, it would be a little annoying to get in and out of a place with a bunch of mountains around it, but there's also a bunch of water around this, so probably not anything to really be super worried about right now, because that's going to take a lot of money to get to the point where we have that set up, but always good to keep things in mind. Let's see how expensive going across here. See, that's like over $500,000 just to have a bridge across this water here. Of course, tunnels would be super expensive also. So I wish I could get other supply chains going quickly, but it probably is not reasonably feasible. Now we could, without too much weeping or gnashing of teeth, we could have farm to food processing plant to Peoria here, but that is still probably going to require 2 trains, and we don't have any other farms up here either. We just have the one. Well, we have this one, but it's far enough away for this not to really be worth looking into yet. Birmingham might be a decent... It is pretty far away from this other side of the map, but there's a lot of open space around it. And we don't have a food processing plant right here, but we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or more, 8 farms right here next to this food processing plant. So we could make a whole lot of food, and Peterson does want food. This actually would be like the next slam dunk thing for us to get into, honestly. Just have a line go here to here, and we probably need to have food situated closer to the residential buildings. Let's see if it'll yeah, because the food demand is actually only right here. Is this a hotel? Commercial building. Wow, thanks for being really helpful. It is a hotel. The production chains will close if you don't utilize them, but it does take a little while. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, that's probably going to be the easiest thing for us to get into next. And again, trucks would be a whole lot easier, but that's not why we're here. We're here for the trains. So let's check on... Yeah, so this line is actually very, very productive. I don't know why it still has that third car as logs only. Obviously, this is going to be completely full of logs, and it is. But this one here... Well, I guess... Oh, they're not making enough at the sawmill. I guess that's fine. I don't have another forest I can easily attach this to. Yeah, we still have quite a lot that needs to be done here. I think this train really needs to be upgraded next. Probably a lot more than it's currently doing. It has these slow tank cars that can only go 31 miles an hour. I don't think that's really that big of an issue on a line this short. It just needs to be something that can actually move product. And currently the capacity is only 49. This one tank car by itself is 12. These are 7. So if we had 4 of these, which would cost $2 million, which we don't have, we could move the same amount, and it could also go faster. If we had one of these locomotives that could go that speed. This one goes 47. This is a maximum speed of 50. That seems like that would be the smart way to do things. So this is actually... Oh, that was the 440. Okay, you can't even get these anymore. I guess they aged out, so to speak. Did you slow down the time? The date speed is at 1/4 speed. Because if I had that at normal speed, it would be like 2050 in the next 2 hours. And what's the fun of that? Yeah, I do think I want to replace this with a 260 Mogul and then some of these other tank cars. What's good? Not City Skylines 2. But we're in here having a good time anyway. 4 of these, like I said, more or less the same capacity as these 7. But we have to be able to pay for it. So if I just remove these, we'll sell those back. I need to come up with $2.7 million, and we're at 2.28. And that will go substantially faster. Even though it's technically 1 less capacity, it will go much faster. And should jumpstart our fuel refineries a little bit. Oh, we're real close. We are real close. There we go. All right, that has been replaced. This should go so much faster this time, folks, instead of just waiting for all that mess to take care of itself. Yeah, see, this guy, I can't even click on him. Already, even in this short distance, can't get up to maximum speed, but it's way quicker at getting there. Now it's got 48. We'll bring it right up here. This is a 2-to-1 conversion. If I can actually, you know, click on it. There we go. Yeah, so if we can just make sure that these trains, or this one train rather, taking stuff up to the fuel refinery can just be full at all times, that'd be great, because this is going to drop off first. Yeah, we give these guys a backlog. That's going to be much better. We also need to double track this station. Let's do that now. Unfortunately, I will have to build another platform, but not really much else we can do about that. I don't have the cash to extend that. Well, it'll be fine. I just have to wait a little bit for that to go positive. Yes, there we go. We will reap benefits for this substantially. Just have to do a little bit of investment. So this here really just has to be right about here, and then this line can get moved over to... No, I need to click on the right tool. That can go to platform number 2. And then these guys will never have to wait on each other again. This just has to be... Oh, it might actually be upset with me because now it doesn't match. Why is it still here? Did I, Okay, I may have messed something up. Because this shouldn't still be here. Why? Because now this guy can't come in because this guy's sitting here. Alright, come on. It's time to leave. Do I just have to send this back to the depot? I might have to. Yeah. I don't know what broke on it, but that's just unfortunately how it goes. Alright, so now, because that's in here, we can just put that back on. There's probably some other way I could have done that, but oh well. So now this is independent of this. That's fine. I have this platform here. This is super ugly. I really should redo this, but this will send fuel over to Birmingham if we had enough to spare, which currently we don't. But ideally, with this being supplied more reliably, they'll be able to make more even faster, and then we can have something come through here. But before we do, this is too much length to have merged, and we really should have this on a separate platform. Or the same platform, but on the other side. So I will do that there. Should be fine. We can just use the same platform and have this completely separated. All the way. I will have this rejoin here because that'll be easier. Just separate there. We don't need this signal anymore. See, this, I knew this was going to go a whole lot faster once we had everything squared away. Okay. I don't have the cash to buy another train yet. But if we go ahead and get the 260 Mogul, the 10-wheeler, I mean, it's faster, but the tractive effort relative to what we need right now probably is a little bit too much. 442 Atlantic is actually not as good as the 10. Really? Tractive effort on this is like 50% more. The same. Okay. Oh, this just has more horsepower. So I guess it'll just accelerate quicker. Oh, we don't have the cash for it right now anyway. But the 260 Mogul for this one is probably fine. And then I guess we could start with just one, just so we actually have something to do. And that should go Birmingham fuel shuttle. Just so we have something. We can always add later. Yes, Casey Jones. Yeah, see, look how fast we're making money now. I know I still have to have the loan paid back so we don't spend all that money on loan interest, but any expansion we can do is probably good. Yeah, see, there's nothing in here because there was nothing available because this hasn't reset quite enough. I don't think this is worth having a separate train just to go back and forth here, but this one would be a good candidate for an upgrade. Alright. I will continue repaying back the loan slowly. Why does this not say it can connect to all the... Oh, wait, what? Oh, because I redid this. Okay. So Birmingham platform. What platform can I even... I guess... Wait, why is that platform one... Whatever. That's fine. That's probably why it didn't have anything on it. So there will be fuel here. It's probably worth upgrading at some point the storage over here. Warnings. There are no warnings. Thank you very much. That's fine. Yeah, this guy needs to be upgraded next. That is... What does this have? That has the... It has the two... No, it does have the 260. Okay. Yeah, twice as much tractive effort. Well, that's the tool shuttle. It's not even the fuel one. This is the one I need to upgrade. The fuel delivery. Which I guess is also 260. Alright. Well. Yeah, because this does need to be able to go faster, but the tank cars can only go 47 anyway. Or 50 anyway, so I guess the 260 is fine. Maybe it's just best to give this one another tank car or two. I think that would probably work better. Although, no, we don't need to overthink it. Okay, now it doesn't want to play nice. I'll just do a single one for now, so we can actually get something going. So we've got some stacking up here. That's fine, that's good. These are... Well, this one guy still has nothing so far, so it's hemorrhaging money. It'll be alright. Just turn right back around. I do appreciate that it is splitting some of this off to the other platform without me having to tell it to do that. Man, once we get electric trains, though, I think, if these tracks are even electrified, no, they are not. Okay, well, I'm going to have to, I guess, then re-electrify everything. But man, the steam locomotives are just so slow at accelerating for the most part. I know that early diesels aren't good either. Slowly chipping away at stuff. So this guy should be just completely full here. There we go. Oh, it only had 11. Alright, well that works. I'm glad I didn't buy 2 tank cars for that then. Whoa, we just got a big chunk of change. Alright. I probably, if we were really worried about efficiency, I probably could have built this station on this side on an angle and just had this go really sharp turns. No. Hyperloop is just such a disastrous idea. It's like every couple years, tech bros reinvent trains and call it something else. It's like, we already have this, just build it. Birmingham tool train. How much can this carry? 36. How much is available? 19. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that yet. That's probably fine. But if we want to have Birmingham be a hub, we probably should commit to that before the city gets too big. This is fuel delivery. I'm pretty sure the station is in range of basically everything right now, but this is obviously not an ideal setup. And we're also going to want to have passenger service at some point, which is a lot harder to do with only trains because people have to be able to walk to the train station. Yep, I am right there with you. I just wish people would use common sense. I guess it's not so common anymore, but that's the way it goes. All right. Is there even 12 for this? Okay, good. Yeah, we can upgrade this guy. This guy can get another car. That'll help. All right. There we go. Now this guy here really should be faster, but the cars do have a maximum speed of 50. So if we're going to replace an engine, it needs to have more horsepower so it can get there faster. Oh, this can't even get all the way full anyway. So we probably need to be... Yeah, we need to have more tank cars on this. Alright, just add one more there. That'll help. Every little bit does. Pretty soon, though, we're going to want to think about doing food stuff. So, in theory, we probably, if we're going to maximize the use of the food processing plant, we need to decide, what is it, like 3 of these? 3 of these farms, maximum level, can fully support 1 maximum level food plant, I think is what it is. But we can also, if we're going to use, you know, distribution hubs and stuff, we can just collect a ton of this stuff as long as it has somewhere to go. I don't know. I might get myself into trouble with hot takes on some of this stuff, but I don't know. The amount of times every single day when I'm not in Germany, obviously, I'm in the U.S., but The amount of times every day where my life is threatened by someone on the road who should not be driving, I'm kind of okay with it being hard to get driver's licenses, or harder at least. But we also live in a society where, in the US at least, if you do not have a driver's license, you're basically have already signed your death warrant. Like, you have to have a car to survive. So that complicates things. But a lot of people really, really should not be driving. So let's take a look at our ratios here. Yeah, 2 grain to 1 food. And right now this has a production cap of 200. I'm pretty sure that goes up once we have everything upgraded. Yeah, so that one's up to 400. And I don't know if this transport goes up to 100, does this go up again, or does it just stay at 400? There's other stuff. See, that already has a cap of 400. Maybe the food's just different. Yeah, motorcycle riding is a very, very dangerous way to live. It shouldn't be, but it is. I think in a lot of countries it kind of is almost as hard to get a regular driving license as it is to get a CDL. It's static. You know, see, I personally don't trust self-driving car technology either, because that's a computer that somebody programmed with a certain bias. And that's just... computers cannot make human reasoning decisions. They also can't be held accountable for anything. So I really don't like the idea of trusting my life to a self-driving vehicle, because it can't make split-second decisions about, like, preservation of life or property. Also, there's something to be said about what is the vested interest of the companies developing this technology, and can they be trusted to preserve life or property? One of those obviously being much more important than the other. I don't know. Humans are very flawed creatures, but at the same time, you know, it's possible to take responsibility for your actions in a way that a computer or a program can never, ever, ever be required to. All that being said, it's time for another train line. I do want to have this come into here. I don't have another city nearby that wants food yet. And the only one that wants food right now is this, which is in range of our thing here. I could have this be the same thing, maybe? Like, if I expand this track here, I could then have it come across the way. But, oh wait, no I can't. Because this is a stub-end station. Alright, I guess I'm going to have to build another station then. But if it's food... Oh, Pembroke Pines wants some. So I guess this is going to need to have a regular cargo station. Well, if that's the case, then I could have this one line. See, I don't know. Now we're getting too too complicated here. What am I supposed to do with this? Can I put this on this side? I'm pretty sure, yeah. So I could have a straight line going here to here, and that's all it would do. But if I did double track, so you'd have to have this here. I think there's a way to do this. I might not be good at explaining it, but I think I can make it happen here. So if that is put here, I have one platform here, and then I'm going to have another one here. Bear with me here. I know this is going to sound kind of stupid, but I think it's going to make sense. So I could have one line going from here to here, one line going from here to here, and then another line going from here to here, and they don't ever cross. I think is going to be the best way to do this. But I have to be able to have this actually hooked up to here, and it's going to have to remove a field. Well, the train's gonna have to run through there anyway. I think that's gonna have to be how it goes. So the one going from here to here doesn't have to go through the fields. It can go around. That could be this third track here. Then all I would have to do is just have one of these go into here and one of these go into here. We can always redo it later, but let's do... Where's the first one? Is right here? Okay. This one can go around the farm. And then I do have to have a train station here. Now, seeing how this is set up, yeah, none of these want food, but they might eventually. All the food desires on this side of town, which is reachable by going here. So this is going to be kind of weird how this goes around, but I think it's fine. Trying to avoid any sort of nonsense with the farm fields here. Would like to keep the maximum 75 speed, if at all possible. And if I have this attached to here... Yeah, well, you'd be slowing down to go this way anyway, so I guess that's probably fine. So that goes there. All the way to this. This needs to be connected to here. That's fine. And then this could also be run up here if we really wanted to, but I think this will be okay for now. You're correct, it is not Team Fortress 2. First time doing a stream, welcome, glad to have you. But it's dinner time, missed the good old Transport Tycoon time, so I hope you're having fun with Transport Fever. I love this game. It's fun. I never played Team Fortress 1. Oh, I never figured out where I was putting my station here. But before we get too complicated here, let's put in... I guess I could have this in between both. Doesn't really matter. This is cheap enough. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I just have to have some way for trains to get on here. Even if it's too much slope. Yeah. Okay. Build the headquarters of your company in a city of your choice. We'll do that later. We just need to make sure we don't have any problems here. That should be fine. I don't think it's going to be an issue, but I will go ahead and build signals anyway, just in case. Alright, so first we need to have the farm supplying the food processing plant. Man, we've gotten a lot of money just out of nowhere. Okay. Short distance doesn't really need to have a whole lot of speed, but it does need to be able to move stuff. So 15.7. Might as well just get another 260, because we're not going to need this much if it's that short of a line. This can just kind of do whatever it wants. Alright. What can hold grain? Not the same stuff that can hold food, so I'm glad we separated these. Ah, yes, the gondolas. That holds 7, this holds 12. Easy decision to make. Let's go for Broek. 48 should be fine. We haven't made a line yet, though. So we will need to do here to here. It should automatically go to the correct platform, and it does. We're going to call this Pembroke Farm Supply. So that should come peeking out of here. Oh, as soon as I assign it. Probably would help. So that can get started activating these two, and then we need to make another one to send the completed food up here to Pembroke Pines, and then some over here. Since these are completely disconnected, it shouldn't be an issue. Okay. 260 Mogul once again. Regular boxcars. Let's start with 2, because I know that is a 2-for-1. That should get things going for now once I have an actual line assigned. So that goes there to there. Should automatically select the right platforms, and it does. then I just have to have... Nope, I need to figure out where this thing is hiding. There we go. Alright, that should go. So now that that's taken care of, that'll make us some money while we figure out how we can get this connected in here. It remains this single thing wanting food, but that will not be the last thing that wants food. So we will probably need to figure out where is going to make sense to put another station. And honestly, we should have had all of this as a single station. But if I get rid of this now, it's going to become really complicated. Yeah, see, I can't really change this unless I just delete it. So I guess I'll wait for this to leave, and then we will end up rebuilding this. Because it should be a pass-through station. That would make the most sense, and we can have as many platforms as we want. Doesn't have to be a big deal. Alright, so that is completely moved. Let's hit that delete. Thing is going to absolutely scream bloody murder at us for time immemorial until we do something about it. But now that this has been removed, see, if we have a station here, it will serve absolutely everything to a certain extent, but it connects to that side thing. I think there could be other connections, other station buildings, so maybe we want to do that at some point. But replacing that with a pass-through station is absolutely the way to go, because now this can also serve passengers, should we find a desire to have passengers connect somewhere else. So before things get super crazy, we have a track there. Let's put a track here. In fact, you know what I should have done is I should have made this the passenger track. Passenger platform. Let's... Oh, I just deleted the whole station. Okay. Well, This is not desirable. Let's start over. Okay, passenger station. You start with this. Then you can expand it to be whatever you want. So the passenger platform at the end we might not be using now, but it's easiest to have that one track all by itself. And then this can be a cargo platform. Then we can immediately have our other track here. And then here with yet another cargo platform, which I'm pretty sure will not demolish the building that was using food. Yeah, we'll just pop these in here before things get too crazy. Then we will need a cargo building. And I think, oh, I can't go on this side of it, can I? No, but I could. Maybe. See, I don't know why I thought this was going to let me... Well, it is what it is. I guess it's fine. This still does encompass most of the town. If I had another street here, maybe it would let me hook up to it. I don't know. But fact of the matter remains, I still have to connect all of... No, get out of here, stupid idiot. I want track. Thank you. Okay, so this being fuel supply has to go to the first cargo platform. This is the passenger platform. And we may end up having to do some weird interweaving of stuff here. This can easily be put there. And then I have 2 extra cargo platforms. What is this? What's this complaining about? Okay, I need to fix fuel refinery, Patterson Halt. Could not connect all stations. Yes, I know. Why? I guess I'll just add this there. Oh, now it calls it a different station. Okay. That's why. Patterson Tool Shuttle. Patterson Halt does not exist. Now this does on that track. Good. Okay, that makes things a little bit easier to deal with. And then now what I have to do is I have to have this track hook up to this platform, which will... Oh, I forgot. No eminent domain. Or I guess expensive eminent domain. I don't have the cash to delete the buildings yet. But we'll get there. This is working. Very slowly, but it is working. So I think that is probably fine. I do have cash now though, so let's take this out. Okay, so that's probably fine. Yep. It's okay. It's the way things go. This actually could be the same track, but I'm not gonna force that yet. We'll just do one of these numbers. Well, they're not going that fast right now anyway. We can always realign later. Okay. So now this needs to be a new line connecting here to here on that platform. And it is going to need a train attached to it. So we're going to end up having like a billion of these stupid train depots. But it's fine. Alright, I don't have enough money to buy one of these yet, but I think we're going to be just fine with a single boxcar. Just got to get a little bit more cash. We can leave that in there. That'll get taken care of just fine. So, a little messy, a little kind of meh, but it's fine. Oh, we also should check and see how this guy's doing. How much fuel is waiting? 82! Okay. This guy can definitely be upgraded. Why not use the same line for delivery of both towns? Because they would have to go through the station twice. Because the station's in the middle. So, it doesn't make sense to load up the train completely, come up here, and then come all the way down here, and then go back to the station. And this is so much shorter of a route that it can just be a super short shuttle the entire way. No, I think I have enough to actually get this set off, so that can go here, and that's line 1, but that needs to be renamed to Paterson Food. Not Paterfun, Paterson Food Distribution. I promise I know how to type. Alright, so that just rolls in here real quick, and then it turns right back around. Grabs whatever food is available, which currently has nothing going into it, but it will. Now, it really doesn't make any sense to have it go through the station just constantly back and forth, because it would take so much longer to get to the rest of the towns here. Look, you load here, you go here, then it comes back here. Like, you're cutting the frequency of distribution in half. I don't think it's that big of a deal. If anything, this needs to have more input. Yeah, we need to be putting more stuff on this train. I know this is going to completely filled up before this leaves. Let's give it another, let's go another 2 gondolas, 72 capacity. Hey, at least we're actually making money now. I say as I lose $1 million. Okay, where's the one that wanted food? Did it disappear? Because I know I didn't demolish it. Yeah, that thing disappeared. It was right here. the building just changed into something else after I went through all that trouble. Alright, so I guess that was pointless. How annoying. Well, back to the depot. Unable to find a path. You find your own path to the depot. Why can you not go back to the depot? It's connected. Maybe it has to be past the thing first. There we go. Yeah, turn around. Get in there. I'm not going to spend money on running that train if it doesn't need to exist. So I guess now we wait. All of that for nothing. Incredibly dumb. So, let's see. We're supplying about half of what these guys need there. Not even half of what these guys want here. So what is, what's the deal with this? Okay, this isn't able to keep up. We're transporting whatever this can produce, but it's not making enough. It doesn't have the planks necessary. Alright, so I guess that means it's time to upgrade these again. Alright. Tool production loop. There we go. So these three need more capacity. Now we actually have some, so that'll help. Another 33% on each train. Should help speed things up. I know there's a whole lot going to Birmingham for some reason, and not to the other town. And this, that's not the right train. That's got 36. That's already full. And there's plenty left here. I guess it's... Is it a push or a pull system? I guess it's a pull system. So why does Peterson not want tools? Now, is it because this connects to this road and the rest of these aren't matched with that? Do I really need to have a separate station just for this? I would hope the answer is no. But that's probably a separate issue. Alright, so Birmingham has people going to... Oh, I don't care about your tips. I was looking at something. Okay. Nobody is traveling to Peterson. They're going to Pembroke Pines. Okay, I can't justify putting a passenger station here. They're really not going anywhere useful for our purposes transportation-wise, so I don't think we need to worry about that. Well, they're going up here, but not enough to build a passenger train line just for that. Birmingham has just got a voracious appetite for fuel, if that's what's going on here. Huh. Alright, well, I guess we can upgrade this train. Let's double that capacity there. Dropping off 48 logs. How many planks is this going to pick up? It's only able to produce so much. I think we just need to have this do more. I kind of feel like we might have to just split these Have one train do this and one train do this, just go back and forth. We do have 3 just doing the loop. Maybe I could condense the loop a little bit. More log gnawing stations, yep. Precisely. I wish I had more stuff over here. Okay, we're still, quote-unquote, wasting crude oil. This gets made basically as fast as it can be produced. Yeah, you know what? This needs more. Alright, 96 capacity is a big increase. That should help. Now, why does that have... Huh. Okay, good. That's not stopping here. I was wondering why that said fuel refinery and not anything else, but... I guess it's fine. We'll see what happens. And now this actually has a decent bit stored. This thing is hauling. Sheesh. It still only has 23 out of 36 capacity. So I wonder if that's going to, because we're not distributing with trucks or something, if that's going to influence where the rest of these things grow. Because I could put a street here, try and get companies to move in closer, but I also don't want to box myself in too much. And this still doesn't say it wants any food. Birmingham wants food, though. Okay. Now I have an idea. Because I could pretty easily just put a branch line coming off here and have these guys share a platform. I don't think that would be outrageous. But it's also not that expensive to just expand the station anyway. With the idea that eventually we will want to have more stuff happen. Is this overkill? Probably, but it's fine. So this, in theory... No, that's incredibly stupid. It doesn't need to be doing that. Alright. How close can I get 75 to go? Okay, do that. So I can have this on the same trunk line, but I don't think I want to... I don't think I want to mess with that. So if I just have this go side saddle here... It would be double bridge, but at this point I don't think it matters. So, I know it's not the most efficient thing ever to have triple track where you really only need one and some signals, but I also don't care. So, let's put in another platform here. Hello, hello. Good evening. More train fun. Except this time it's actually fun. Okay, so we need to have here to here. And this is Birmingham. Not Berg. Birmingham food distribution. I cannot type at all to save my life. Alright. And now, because this is not connected, I can't use this same train unless I do forbidden stuff like popping one of these in here. I guess that's probably fine. Oh, now it's angry at me. Unable to find a path to the stop. Well, you know, it should just let me do that. Unless it's... No, okay. Alright. Never mind. I'm not going to worry about that when we can easily just pop another one of these stupid things in. I don't have a depot over here. No, I do not. I have a depot way over here, but that's not gonna... That's not gonna work. Probably better to have one over here anyway. Assuming I could actually, you know, attach something to it. Alright. So, fortunately, we know what the idea is here. No, I don't want two of those. Get out of here. Food distribution has to be one of these. I'll just do 2. Get in there on that, and that's going to be good to go. Don't worry, this game is not as confusing as you think it is, but simultaneously it is more confusing than you could possibly imagine. I don't really understand it that well either. First stream, we had people in chat who were like experts at the game trying to explain like advanced theory to me. They're like, I don't understand this. I really don't. But it's fine. No, I couldn't get the train over here. It didn't want to connect to the path. And we're going to want to use that at some point eventually anyway, so I'm just going to hold on to it. See, the problem is that the train from Peterson is in here. And even though I connected track here to here, it didn't want to count that as valid. I guess because it didn't know how to path find by turning around at the station or something. And I was like, forget it. I'm not going to sit here and worry about it. So Birmingham here is about to get some food. And over time that should end up being more than 5 pieces of food. Now I got 10 million bucks. Let's pay back some loans. There we go. Now we're down to 15.5. That's only half of what we had at the start. Oh, I mean, I put signals in. It didn't like that. Now, keep in mind, I am really not very good or knowledgeable about this game. I just kind of make stuff work sometimes. So, it is possible that there is another strategy that I had not been made aware of. So now we're triple tracked here. We kind of don't need to be, but it's fine. There will come a point where it is no longer advantageous for me to add additional tracks, and I'm going to have to use what I already have, but today is not that day. At least not right now. Alright, how are we looking on... Yeah, see, Birmingham's got a bunch of tools waiting for it. I think it would be in our interest to have some cargo station additions here. If I had space for one. Yeah, so we need to have more space, but it doesn't... I don't remember these options being this... Seem kind of... This is not... So this only provides capacity for 10 cargo items. So I don't... Oh, this one lets me put this on this side. Why is... Okay. It's fine. Well, if it gets picked up, it doesn't really matter. But this does have a capacity of 160 on that one platform, so... Eventually that's going to get picked up. Doesn't seem like it's an issue, though. Not right now. Yeah, I think... Yeah, no, just based on this, Birmingham probably is going to have to be, at least right now, our hub thing. So I do have an option to build a headquarters. And it will have to have somewhere to go. Of course, now I'm negative because I repaid all that, so we'll do that later, I guess. So what What am I looking at here? So the food building is there. It hasn't really connected to anything. But the fuel and the tools are all there. The building materials are right here. So if I did have building materials coming in, that same station could be used. But the factory's up here. And the quarry is absolutely nowhere near this. Oh, now Peterson wants food. All right. All right. It's fine. Which one has the train in it? There we go. There. Now, the same train can go and do what it was originally supposed to do, which is to get food. Alright, I know I have to have platforms for the buildings to attach to. I just don't want to box myself in, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need more than 5 or 6 tracks at some point. And I do have this one for passenger purposes that currently goes nowhere. Just because I wanted to have a platform somewhere else. So that's Birmingham. See, now it has all 2 of its food. Not too shabby. Now the machines. The machines are a different story entirely, because that's a little bit more of an involved production. Because you have to have steel end planks, and steel has to be made. Do I even have... Oh, I have one right here, but I don't have iron or coal nearby. I guess coal's over here, but iron's all the way up here. So if I had this come in this way, I'd have to have another one that goes over here, and I'd have another one that went over here. Because currently Peterson is the only one that wants that. It wouldn't be too hard to have planks. This actually would be set up very nicely linearly here. Yeah. Here to here to here. Pretty simple setup. And then Pembroke Pines also wants machines, so that would be pretty easy there as well. Yeah, I just have to have enough platforms to do it. And I guess I would want to have the station for this on this north side here. Which, seeing how this is set up, probably makes sense to do right about like this. 1 track for this coming in here. 1 track for this coming in here. But this will have to be served somewhere. Well, okay, well, let's just get this set up 1 piece at a time. Easiest way to do this. Yeah, because they don't care about either of these things. So you come in all the way across here. I really probably... See, this doesn't connect. Oh, that does. But that's not advantageous here. I want this to be basically right about here. And since we are not using roads, where we're going, we don't need roads, etc. If I just delete the roads and then rebuild them later, then that's fine. See, this can actually connect without roads. Just entirely. So if I put that there, that should be fine. I guess I can be nice and, you know, allow them to have a road to get somewhere, but I guess this should be curve mode so it can actually go around here. It's fine. Now this probably would be fine as a stub station because it's just going to go between here, here, and here, probably. Actually, no, there's one up here. But that could also... Okay, I don't need to complicate this. If I build myself into a corner, it's going to be a mistake. So I can just, for the time being, just do that. Get that connected there. Why is it trying to do so many tunnels? Okay, that looks markedly worse. Alright. So that can go there. This now here... Oh, come on, connect to this. There we go. That works fine. Okay, so I have the platform to get the planks. Because of the positioning of Pembroke Pines here, and I already have this station, these are highlighted. So if there's probably some layer I can do this. Okay. They can still get a decent bit of the machine's distribution from that station location, which I think for now is probably fine. And these trains are infrequent enough, I think I can just have the same platform for right now and just have them come in somewhere else. There we go. Let's have that go straight across, but I do need to have this expand platforms. Okay. So that right there. No, get out of here. It's the wrong spot. Why is that even an option? No, stop it. Why is the game paused while I'm doing this? I don't have an answer to that question. Okay, so that doesn't want to... This doesn't like crossing roads, I've noticed. But I can put that there just fine. So now this needs to have signals here and here. And that should solve that problem. Alright, so that is Pembroke Pines gets something. Maybe we can make it nicer later. Now the problem is, how do we get steel into here? That's going to have to come from here. And currently none of the rest of these actually want this, but they probably will at some point. Any other nearby towns want machines? Modesto wants machines. Okay, so we can keep that open. That could be... that could probably also go on this track. I guess that's probably fine. But I do need to have something here. You're correct. It would not be a me video if the game was not paused. There's really no compelling reason to have the game paused, so I will unpause it. This has to go here. This is going to be... Let's call it Pembroke Pines, PP for short. We were all 12. Oh, hold on. No, I have that wrong. This needs to start. No, stupid idiot. There. This needs to start here and go here. For the time being, one train is probably fine. Just for the sake of simplicity. This needs to connect there. Let's call that plank supply. Okay. Then I need a separate route from here to here. That is there. Now I just have to attach trains to this. All right. So that's machines going there. That is currently the only place it needs to distribute. I will leave the bottom side open. But we have to have a station here. And this is going to need input from up here. And it needs to go over here. So we're gonna have one track that's kind of stupid looking going all the way around here. There's not really a better way to do that. Gonna have to gonna have to figure that out. Well, easiest way to get this done is probably just to stick this here. It will need to have another platform for sure. Let's pop this in. Okay. So now this one has to go on the left. Okay. Has to go over here. If you make this turn sharp, well, all the trains are going to be slow anyway, then that probably helps. So that's going to be an issue getting over here, but... Well, if it sucks, we can always redo it later. This now needs another platform here. Or another track. We already have the platform. Okay. Now this one, we can either have trains do a death-defying crossing right here, which they won't ever crash, but And trains derail. I've never seen it happen. I don't think this is going to be an issue. Why is the elevation on this so high? Oh, I didn't realize it was going to do that. It's honestly probably fine, except I don't know why it's like this. Alright. You know what? No. I'm going to have this go up and over. It's going to be the easiest way to handle this. Now. Raise that up. Viaduct, that's too high, but I can't really do anything else about it. Ooh, that's more expensive. That's somehow more expensive to have ground. Okay, well. I guess, like, I wish I could have this somewhere between here and here, because this is just really high for no reason. But this just looks so stupid when I had it before. Well. Okay, that slope is so steep. That is entirely too steep. Does the game care? Probably not. I care, though. So, that's going to be what happens there. All right, now, so this is steel. What did I name these other ones? PP plank supply. There we go. Perfect. Flawless. No notes. Does that? Yeah, that's fine there. That has to connect to this. This is now steel supply. Hotkeys from micro height. What are, I don't even know what the hotkeys are. Well, this might actually. Oh, look! It clears the cat area. I guess that's fine. Okay, yeah, I really shouldn't have a problem with that. That's actually a reasonable height. So that's all connected there. Now I have to connect. We have coal and iron. We have a couple different spots. See, this is 2 coal, 2 iron makes 1 piece of steel. So, let's see. Yeah, so that says it supplies 400, though. I'm going to choose not to let this be a huge pain in the butt, and I will just have trains go in here. Okay, shift is the fine control for this. Not used to that being a thing. Okay, that needs a new road that we can attach to. The way this curves is weird. Let's try that. There we go. That's much more palatable. Then this has to go from up here, which I guess is fine. Okay. This is just a single track attachment thing. No issues. Simple out and back. Yeah. Kind of expensive track to build, but it's fine. All right, now I need another line. Goes from here to here to here. And that's going to say Norfolk on it, but it's really... yeah, whatever. Oh, no, that's not. That's, So this is where the naming schemes get really hard. Let's just call it steel component supply. It's not really going to matter much anyway. Okay, so we made, to just give machines to Pembroke Pines, we made 4 separate rail lines. This is where this is going to get really stupid. Oh, also Modesto wants those, but we talked about that. Now I have to have trains for all of these. This is going to be something else. All right. Just look at how magnificently awful this is. All right. This might seem kind of stupid. However, bear with me here. If I connect all of these to the same stub track here, since this is now connected down here temporarily, if I make this stub track long enough, by real world railroad rules, this should work. Will it work, though? That is something that remains to be seen. Alright, so let's start with the supply here. We have logs being made into planks. Logs and planks use different cars. So in theory, this probably should be 2 separate trains, but I don't think we're going to need to worry about it that much. And this is kind of a long one, so it probably should have some more juice to it. Whoa, this guy. But this has more tractive effort. 10-wheeler it is. The goat. Okay, so we want these. Oh, this holds both. Cool. Okay, that makes it so much easier. I'm just going to go for 96 capacity. I know this is really expensive, but it's a long train. That's fine. Alright, so now, what the heck did I name this? Pembroke PP Plank Supply. There we go. So this should be able to just go on this track with no issues and go all the way where it needs to go with the 10-wheeler. And it stopped here because that's one of the station stops, so that's fine. And it's headed all the way over here where we have a lot of wood waiting. Alright, so it's not going to matter what goes here until we have a train that can actually supply anything. So, now we need for our, what did I name this one? Steel component supply, of course. Makes sense. Alright, 10-wheeler, my beloved. Back at it again. Give me... Okay. Iron ore. Maybe this should have been... Oh, no, that's all it's ever going to carry is just components. Okay. Oh, wait, what? No. No wonder that was weird. Alright, let's say 96. Oh, I don't quite have enough cash for that. Oh, come on. I just had... There we go. Alright. Now, is this actually going to be smart enough to do this? I want to see this. I don't think this is actually a long enough stub track on this end to pull this off, but we will see here. Just go right through. We are, of course, limited to the speed of the cars that we're pulling, but this is a fast enough locomotive that I think it's worth whatever that gap was. Alright, so this should... Ah, see, now there's no path because this can't turn. Okay. Well, if I make this a little bit longer, there should be one. Okay, now maybe maybe it's angry and it just wants this. Okay, well, it was a beautiful idea that in hindsight maybe didn't work. I did like this idea though. Okay, man. Come on, attach. So this is going to end up having to go to train depot number 5. But which depot is it going to... Or maybe if you send it to one depot, it can go to any depot. Okay, no, it's going to this one, I think. Then from here, I could just send it on the correct thing. Hopefully. Okay. Now I have it, and now it can go to steel component supply. Alright. Well, okay, we're not going to have to worry about this for a while, so... That's cute, thank you. Now I need a train to go from here to here. Separate train. And that line is called... See, I just named these things. PP Steel Supply. Very good. Now, this is technically raw materials 4-to-1. And this can hold how much? 96. So... I probably shouldn't try to have a train any longer than, what, 24. But 10-wheeler it is. Steel goes on the flat car. And 2 of those is 24. That's what we'll start with. Okay, so that should have no problems going there or going there. And then once this is actually fully operating, then we can have a train going from here to here just back and forth. And this one is... That is Pembroke food distribution coming in from here. Alright, cool. Y junction before the station. Well, that's what this is. Unless you're talking about something else. Oh, you might be a couple minutes behind. I actually don't know. Let's see, we're still waiting on steel here. Because this just arrived and has nothing on it because it still thinks it's transporting that. This has not delivered any components yet. Okay. I need to set load limits. I did not do that. That's not the right button for me to be clicking here. Okay. That's a line configuration issue. Okay, Hollywood West. I need to load to... Okay, there we go. 50%. I should have done that. Should have done that long time ago. So that is... I forgot you have to balance these. Okay. Alright. That works. This is just going to be kind of lopsided supply for a little bit. Is what it is. It is unfortunate that this takes such a long time, but... I mean, we're making tons of cash. Pay off whatever I can here. See, look at that. Look at us go here. Look at all these tickets we're selling. Fantastic. Alright, so... Okay, we loaded 48. Half of the cars. We should see, when this comes over here, the other 48 filled with coal. And there we go. Very good. Super long viaduct bridge. All the way through here. It is going to be slow because it's loaded. I own a 3D printer. I don't really know too much about it, but I'm wanting to do... I want to do more stuff. I want to start making some stuff for my model railroad. But I think I'm going to have to get a resin printer for that. Those are expensive, so not right now, but at some point. People keep making some really cool stuff with the resin printers, and it looks a whole lot better for little detail parts than filament printers do. Alright, so that's offloaded, and away she goes. So we should see here, before too long, some steel pop out, and it looks like we've already got some ready to go. These guys, as soon as this gets back to the other side, we'll pick that up. We have 48 planks. I guess that's all it was able to make because it goes 2 to 1 logs into that. Okay, so I think that is probably safe to leave alone for now. We haven't supplied a single machine yet because this hasn't been able to make any machines. But we've got plenty of planks primed, ready to go. Just need to get some steel. And there we go. Almost completely full in the first try. Why would white filament carbonize and block the nozzle while black filament prints without issue even when the white filament is printing 10 Celsius cooler to account for the thermal conductivity of titanium? Okay, this is like 18 standard deviations of IQ higher than I'm capable of answering. But, I'm assuming this is all like the same type of filament. PLA? Probably. Titanium versus carbon. See, I don't think I know enough about the differences in filaments or printing heads or anything to really give you a good answer here. But I have had, most of the printing that I've been doing has been TPU, and I've had a really, really bad time with it clogging nozzles. But, I don't know, that's all I got. eSun PLA, okay. Yeah, I haven't printed PLA in a couple of years. Which I probably should do. Like, you wouldn't think the colors would be that different. I don't know, maybe the process they're using to dye it changes something. But I'm not a chemical engineer. Okay, so this is our first steel coming in. Or it acts like it's the first steel coming in. Wait, did I not... I don't think I have a... I don't have a train on machines distribution, do I? After all that. I don't think I do. I don't think I do. Okay. See, I got so excited. Okay, flat cars cannot take machines, so that one can go away. Flat cars, box cars for machines. Let's just do the 24 for now. Oh, I need to actually send it on the thing. Okay, machines distribution. So we should see this go to this platform. It doesn't technically have anything to pick up, I don't think, but soon, as soon as more steel comes in, I don't know what happened to the steel that it used. Ew. I've heard ABS is a big pain to print. Before I got into 3D printing, one of my roommates at the time had acquired a printer and was trying to print, oh man, I don't even remember, some like replica sword thing out of ABS. I think that's what it was. And it was just, it did not print well. We also had pretty cheap printers, but... I just remember ABS being one of those things like, hey, if you can get this to print, it's actually a whole lot better, but... You know, when you have the, this is like 2020, so like COVID time when everyone's at home bored out of their minds. It's like, I'm going to take up 3D printing as a hobby. Wow, cool. Until you, like, you get frustrated because your machine doesn't want to level the bed right, which is like step one, right? And then you can't ever print anything correctly. I think there was one of those machines, ended up, I don't even remember where it came from, but it ended up in the house, and it was one of those self-print your own machine kits where you get like the aluminum extrusion, but you have to print all of the brackets and a bunch of the other stuff. Okay, so this farm can't even fill this one train by itself. I wonder if that's a problem. We've paid back almost all the loans. And now we have. Now it's all pure profit. And we've got a... you can see it easier with this on. Comparatively to where we started from, we got a pretty robust supply chain going. Yeah, we do have pretty decent money. I think it is probably time to upgrade all of our trains on this route, which is the tool production loop. I think I have enough money to upgrade the engines. If we want to go for 10-wheelers. I know I'm going to have to, Oh. Ah! There. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, that gets so much easier if you do it that way. So they'll be quicker like that if I put in additional flat cars. Then that's the wrong one. They can be even more productive. So that's 6.6. That's fine there. Yeah, this should substantially improve things. Can alert, keep getting errors and trying to chat. Well, it shouldn't be giving you errors. Well, I'm not censoring anything, at least. Birmingham wants 193? Really? Okay, we're only fulfilling about half of that. Is this the tool one? Okay. This is going to receive... Let's give it 3 more boxcars. Oh, I don't have the cash anymore. Well, pretty soon I should. There we go. So now this can take as much as it wants. I forgot these are sharing a track. Okay, why is this still here? Is this because I have it waiting for like 30 seconds? There we go. This probably needs to have a separate platform, in all honesty, but for now this is fine. This is still only taking like 24 every time. Yeah, look at that. 72 out of 72. That's going to keep that thing rolling along. This hasn't even filled what it's got yet, so I guess that's fine. Okay, Birmingham fuel. 34 out of 48, so that doesn't need to be adjusted. Okay, and this is the one. That's the tool shuttle. So this fills immediately to 24, and there's a little bit left. Let's give it another tank car. And then the tool shuttle we already established isn't that necessary. Food distribution, there's nothing available. So this needs to be making more. But it's already maxed out on production. It has to have more shipment taken care of. I guess that is going to be a problem we have to solve with the help of this guy. Probably a YouTube thing. Cleared the app cache and restarted the device, but it's not happy today. Yeah, YouTube is weird sometimes with the streaming. Like, there's been other people who try to send messages and it just, like, never sends for whatever reason. It's very strange. Lots of complaints for the cool white. So there must be some sort of process that they use to make it white that causes problems. Because I had a terrible time. I think it's SaneSmart TPU is what I ended up using. It was really, really humid. The filament was. And I just have like a cheaper like Ender 3 Pro or whatever I've had for like 4 years. And I had the worst time trying to level the bed for that to print into the nozzle. It's a low quality piece of equipment. So like it's going to have issues, but I ended up getting a filament dryer that helped a whole lot, reduced the humidity from like 55% to 30, and it printed a whole lot better. It's just weird, like why you would think, because I don't know exactly how the PLA is manufactured, but I would have to imagine the default color for the filament is probably closer to black than it is to white. So there's some sort of like bleaching they have to. Oh, here you go. Here you go. This is U.S. Class 1 railroad stuff right here. Block the road while you wait to go somewhere. Probably should have level crossings eliminated here. Probably should make a second platform here, which we should go ahead and do before it becomes cost prohibitive. So that will make it possible, once I'll let this train leave, for us to completely disconnect these so they don't have to wait on each other. And I am going to pause to do this just so I don't have too many interruptions with things. But if that goes there, then I can get rid of that signal. That doesn't need to be a thing. Alright. So now I just have to adjust my lines. Okay, what was this? Oh, this was the food distribution? No. That was the... Oh, that's machines distribution. Okay. So that has to go to platform 2. Alright, problem solved. Signal before the road. Well, it's not gonna stop anymore because now I've separated it. I'm not really in love with how this looks, but it's fine. The cars will stop. As long as the train doesn't stop in the... Oh, what? What is this? Yeah, imagine driving your car across this at speed. It'll just completely disintegrate your entire car to atoms. Like, look, look at that. All right. Well, we've unclogged that to a certain degree. We've got, wow, half of the machine supply. Kind of surprising seeing how many of those were over here, but printing in a region where it's 80% humidity on good days and 40. Ooh, yikes! Japanese summer. Yeah, I would have to imagine it is awful. Do you have a filament dryer? Do you have like a dry box or something? Hint to put in a tunnel or a bridge. Well, since we're not worrying about vehicle traffic, these guys can just, you know, do whatever they want and it's not our fault. But if we were trying to be, you know, perfectionists about this, then we absolutely could do something a little bit better. Right, so, nothing here. This actually has a pretty decent supply of planks. You know what? I think it's probably worth putting in a second platform here and separating these into other trains. Oh, that's not the right one. I thought I was in... There we go. Ah, the road's in the way. Well, it's not that big of a deal. It'll be fine. Now I just need to connect this to the other platform. I didn't have to do it this way. I guess I could have kept it doing whatever. But now this can get changed to... What is this? Plank supply? Yeah, let's take that out. That changes to platform 2. So now that just goes between there and there. That's fine. Yeah, don't care about the town. So that is plank supply. I guess I can make another one and call it something else. That will come from there to there. To replace that, which can be named... Let's just call it plank distribution, even though it's going to the same place. I never understood this track. It's like somebody with a talk box just like, ooh, these are cool. Super, super good engines, but I don't need those right now. Okay, which one takes the planks? Is it? Okay, there we go. Flat car, side stakes. I'll go for 48 capacity there. Should be fine. PP plank distribution. That should come right out of here. No issues. If that holds 48, this one should hold 96, and I think that's what the... Yep. Okay, cool. Like how the car's been with the road. Yeah, it's weird. It's super weird. Put it in the printer enclosure and set the bed temperature to high. It dries out the whole enclosure. Well, that's nice. Yeah, our humidity here is probably... Honestly, we're probably on pretty similar climates. All things considered, what is my current humidity? Yeah, it's 87% humidity here right now. It says... whatever 70 degrees Fahrenheit is, I know that's not 40 degrees Celsius. 70 degrees Fahrenheit's what, like 24? 23? Check the plank supply train. It is... Why is that still here? Oh, it says no path. Did I mess up my... No. So this must be trying... Alright, I'm just going to have to completely redo this, see if that helps. I don't have that set for a minimum stop time. I don't have that set to anything either. What's with this? Am I going to have to reset it again? Because I don't think I can send it to a depot. Yeah, I can't find a path to a depot. There we go. I just had to reset it. Okay. 70 is 21 Celsius. Okay. That should hopefully take care of stuff. Alright. I think we're doing about as well as we can, given circumstances here. Still don't have enough steel for some reason. Yeah, this isn't producing enough. So, I think, yeah, oh, because it's 4-to-1, and I only have 48 of each. We're going to need this train to be substantially longer. I don't know how much longer I can make this without incurring a loading penalty, because the train is too long. But it is set to 50%, 50%, so I guess we'll just have to follow this and see. Oh, I got another one of those spam phone calls. It's like, oh yeah, this is so-and-so with the bank. Like, I'm not applying for loans. Why are you calling me? Also, you're not my bank. Oh, there we go. There's the email from YouTube. I'm now live on my channel. Thanks for letting me know. I had no idea. So adding this to be 10 trains gives us a total capacity per type of 60, which should allow us to have 15 steel per trip. And that apparently still has a little bit of space on the platforms to go with, so we will we'll leave that alone. But I do think I'm going to add 2 more gondolas, because then that's going to help balance out with the extra iron that I had before, give me a little bit of extra coal. This should still fit. Oh, perfect. Ah, okay, you saw that it was 0.99 times loading speed because it's just a tiny bit too long. I have not seen One Piece, so I don't really know what you're talking about. But I know there's a One Piece wrap on the Shinkansen now. It was supposed to replace, well, not in the same unit, but it was supposed to replace thematically the Hello Kitty train, which is a 500 series. And the One Piece ones are 700s, I think. There probably is in the Steam Workshop somebody who's made custom skins for the Shinkansen models. Okay, so now that, we can just leave that doing what it needs to be doing. Yeah, we still have way more iron ore. But that should allow us, by the time this comes back, to send, hopefully, 24. Aren't there only a few 500 series still in operation? The Hello Kitty one is like one of the last ones. Like, I want to say somebody said it was like 2 or 3 of them left. But there's all the different, well, okay, JR East, JR Central, JR West, whatever. Separate companies, same company, technically, whatever, who wants to sit there and do business math on it. But I do remember there being something about those disappearing. Why did it only take 12? There's so many left. Oh, okay, 12 of those are allocated for... Wait, the same place? This is only going one spot. Okay, whatever. It's cool watching that go by. Oh, it filled all 24. Okay. Okay, this needs additional, it needs additional cars. There, that should help. Alright. Now, does this fill all the way up? No, it takes 4. Because we're waiting on more steel to come in. The One Piece wrap gets a thumbs down because they cheaped out on the stickers. There's enough space on a Shinkansen to put all the One Piece characters life size. Yeah, I mean, they're really long train sets too. And the 700 series has a lot of really flat vertical space that it seems like it would be super easy to put good stickers on. Because the Hello Kitty one, the 500 series is like barrel shaped, right? So it's got a lot less real estate, I would have thought. Okay, well, does the inside of the train have like themed stuff? Because I know the Hello Kitty one had an entire car that was like an exhibit. And had like the character voices on the PA and everything. And to the best of my knowledge, with other like wrapping variants of different things, most of them are pretty much just the single or double unit EMUs or DMUs, and they'll have character voices on the PA, and that's about it. So maybe the Hello Kitty one is not a good example of what the standard should be. But I was really impressed when like people sent me pictures of it. My sister really likes Hello Kitty. She's like, I want to go ride the Hello Kitty Shinkansen. It's like, you realize it's $1,500 round trip to go to Japan, and you want to ride a single train. You also don't have a passport. That'd be kind of a fun thing to do. I still, at some point, maybe next year, would like to go and just go ride trains for a couple weeks. Maybe make some videos on it. But gonna have to upload a lot of beaver videos to pay for that. We got time. It just doesn't make sense. Why announce... I'm going to have to look pictures of this up, because I remember seeing the announcement, and the image that they had on it made it seem like the whole train was like a completely special livery. Because the 700 series, most of the ones that I've seen, I guess it could be dependent on which JR company is operating it, but most of them are just white with that one blue stripe on it. Let's see. JR West, okay. Oh, I guess there's a subreddit for One Piece, and now they're asking... Okay, let's read this. Okay, so the body of the train is blue with a white stripe. It's got like wave graphics on the bottom. Okay, it doesn't look as visually distinct as a lot of the other stuff, but that is a different livery, like substantially. Are you into the churning game yet? To let the banks pay for your travel. So, at the risk of derailing chat, the wait, what? Oh no, Peterson wants machines, those greedy idiots. I don't think I'm in a position credit-wise to open any more credit cards right now, but I'm also not making enough money across everything that I do to really justify having that much credit anyway. But I really would like to get a card that does decent airline miles if I'm going to be traveling places. Greetings, how's everyone doing? I'm having a great time playing Transport Fever and talking. Now we're talking about trains, because of course we are. Okay. This says Sanyo Shinkansen. Okay. 3 different livery designs will be introduced, all featured in the 700 series. Blue exterior meant to evoke the ocean, decorated... Okay, this is just marketing fluff. Decorated with various One Piece characters. Tony Chopper train, themed on the reindeer character Chopper, will begin operating on the 28th of May. Luffy train on July 2nd. Themed trains will mostly operate as Kodama trains, which will stop at all stations along the route. One Piece characters featured on doors and headrest covers inside the train cars. Onboard announcements at stations will be made by Luffy and Chopper's voice actors, and the train chime will play the melody of the anime's theme song, We Are. Okay. Okay, so that's exactly what I would have expected when they said it was a collaborative thing. And I think that's probably what most of the rest of them are. Talking about the game or real life? Well, that specifically was a discussion about the actual bullet train that has received a marketing wrap for One Piece. Yes, oh wow, I got $44 million. Yeah, once you unlock just the tiniest bit of profit in this game, it spirals completely out of control. Chibi stickers. Look, okay. Do you really think a franchise with as much global economic power as One Piece is going to deliberately make something terrible? Hello, Devilish. Yes, we paid off the loan. We are completely debt-free. I think we can probably afford to start upgrading some of the rest of this stuff. They're less than a meter tall. I guess it depends on what the rest of the livery looks like, because the video that showed up when I put that in Google like 5 minutes ago seemed like they didn't have a lot of space above the stripe that goes down the side of the train to really do much, because at that point you only have maybe 4 or 5 feet before you get to the very top of the carriage. So I wonder how much of it is an issue with just, like, One Piece is everywhere, and everyone does collabs with them, versus some of the more, shall we say, specifically targeted media properties will go all out for a very, like, small number of collabs, whereas, like, absolutely everything is doing One Piece. Okay. So this isn't even full, so I guess we just need to have a better train on this line here, which is this guy. So what? Okay, we can definitely upgrade this. This is using the 260 Mogul. Ooh, yeah, Mikado might actually be good on this one because it's got tractive effort of 51,000 pound-feet versus 17. But it's also over $4 million, but we have 52, so get rid of that, get rid of that. Now look at all that mess. And then I can add, I think that should be fine. There you go. Not quite big boy, but halfway there. So now it's got 72. It should get going pretty quick. What's your position on multiple engines on one train? Here some people say it's not cost efficient, but at least they won't be mediocre. I don't know that I've really played enough to formulate a complete opinion on it, but I would imagine there's probably some sort of circumstance in which it would be advantageous. If it helps you accelerate quicker, which obviously it's not going to make it go faster overall, but having the ability to reach that top speed quicker if you're on a very long route probably would make sense. So I would probably only use it for something like passenger service. Well, we haven't gotten there yet. Across a bridge next to Shinkansen tracks are less than 5 meters away. My house is 100 meters from the tracks, and I can only just about make out which character is which from the bridge. I guess that's a valid complaint. Okay, 96 total. We could probably make this even larger, honestly. Because at some point pretty soon we're going to run out of platform for this, and I can't really expand most of these stations without completely redoing all the tracks. Because I imagine this is going to hit us with that 0.99x penalty because the train's too long to go on the platform. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I can put one more train, one more car worth of stuff on this. How am I feeling today? I personally am feeling very good. Had an enjoyable day. Went to the model train store. Bought a couple things. And now I'm back here playing Transport Fever 2, and then whenever we're done with stream here, I get to record tomorrow's video on a colony submission. And I haven't decided which one that's going to be yet. I feel like you need a holiday and a large Irish coffee. Well, I can't help you with either of those, but hey, look at that. We got 111. Looking good. We need to upgrade this guy also, if this one's been upgraded, because now we can't... Thank you, autosave. Alright. So you get the Mikado, and then you also get additional tank cars. Now, I think... Because it's 2-to-1. I think this is the most I can put on here without incurring a penalty. So we're going to have to see just how well that goes. Because in theory, this is... I mean, it's not like half the distance, but it is just back and forth, where this one has to stop here and then stop here and then come all the way back. So it should be able to keep up. Injected spores. Oh, I didn't buy any model trains today. I bought a jig for assembling structures with magnets that allows you to hold stuff at right angles. And then I bought a little cradle thing that can hold rolling stock and locomotives upside down so you can service them easier. Because I've got some stuff I acquired from eBay, and nobody ever ships things correctly. It's like, oh, hey, this is really cheap. This would be fun to add, get a couple of these train cars. And I get it in, and they ship it so poorly that the couplers are busted. So I have to replace them, which is fine, because most of the stuff that's older has terrible equipment anyway. So I went and got a set of replacement couplers that are pretty decent. And I was trying to replace them, and I realized this is really annoying, because I don't have anything to hold this. Why does the ore mine, like the crude oil, look like it has a health bar? Because it is disappearing, since it's not being used. It has a random chance to do that, but this is a terrible location for this anyway, so I'm not concerned. What if everything has a health bar? Yeah, I always liked those augmented reality things people would sometimes do with, like, what if XYZ has a health bar or something like that. How are we looking here? We're not shipping fast enough. What are we not shipping fast enough? Well, I guess the tool situation's probably fine. Yeah, we're actually looking really good on this. Food is completely satiated. We don't have any construction material. That's going to be annoying. Because the construction material plant is here. And there's another one up here. Aside from that, there's one up here. And there's one way over here. Nothing in the middle of the map. But yet almost every city wants construction material. Well, we've upgraded engines. We haven't upgraded every single engine. But this one has the Mikado on it. So does that one. See, this... Yeah, this isn't even really full all the time. It's just... It's taking 9 pieces of food. But we do have the cash, so... I will appease you. And we'll swap these out. No, I forgot. I have to delete this one first. This one does not have one yet, but I guess that's fine. Now, this is a top speed of only 50 miles per hour, but it doesn't matter because the rolling stock also is only limited to 50. Passenger service, I think, can go a little bit quicker, but we're not operating anything like that yet. Now you take a look comparing these two, and yes, this does have the higher top speed, but it has half of the horsepower and 2/3 of the tractive effort. This is just a lot heavier. Alright, and then this one, I've got all 3 of these. These easily can be upgraded. And in fact, because this is such an important line, we probably should add some additional flat cars to each of these. So if I do 84, oh, I've got enough cash. Let's go to 108. I think that's about the maximum they can have anyway. Yeah, look how long that is. Yeah, that should be just about perfect. What year in game do the next batch of locomotives unlock? I'm actually not sure. I think it's kind of staggered. Like these ones we just unlocked came out in like 1916. Okay, I could have done another 2 cars on this, I think. But they just don't have, yeah, they don't have enough wood coming in fast enough to upgrade too much else. But I guess this is okay for now. No, this is trains only. Or I'm trying to do trains only, at least. Yeah, no, that's what I was talking about, the construction material plant. But the other problem is you have to have a quarry, and there's no quarries around here. The closest quarry to this entire corner of the map is right here, which is closest to this construction materials plant. So that would be easy enough to do right here. And then Peoria wants construction materials, Hollywood wants them, Norfolk wants them, Birmingham wants them. There's not enough quarries, and I'm going to need more than one of these, and I don't know where there's another one. Okay, there's one right here, and right here. But there's no construction materials plant over here, so it just gets complicated. So if we're going to have some sort of distribution for the construction materials, we probably want to roll that into a hub for something else. Because I know Hollywood and Peoria both want it. And that's easy enough to get like this one to distribute to. That would just be a unload 50% here, unload 50% here, and then go back kind of thing. But then you have the problem of all of these other cities. This is where it would be really convenient if I wasn't just trying to do trains. Because then you could have ships take care of like big quantities of stuff. But it is what it is. We're honestly doing really well on what we've tried to do so far. It's just the construction materials are the big problem right now. Not a fan of Modesto, I take it. Where was that in here anyway? Oh. Yeah, it's kind of centrally located for a lot of this stuff. Based on what we are planning on doing eventually, Birmingham might be a better choice. But I also kind of boxed myself in with the stub-in station. And that hasn't been the smartest choice, I don't think. But for right now, it's working fine. Almost done with my bonsai playthrough, and submit it to the colony thing and I'll take a look at it. Very interested to see what that ends up looking like. Okay, so this is maxed out. We're not transporting enough. Still need to have... like, I feel like this is going to have to end up being... if not double-tracked, at least set up with passing so that I can have multiple trains going at once. This is just not enough to feed what it's trying to make steel-wise. Yeah. Well, we have the cash. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's just bring this out to here. And then just double-track this all the way up to here. And then this station can just have a separate platform. The ones at the ends, it's very rare that they're going to be occupied both at the same time, so I think that is going to be just fine. Just need to get these hooked up here. So that going that way means this has to stop here. And then this one would have to stop here. Wait a second. Did I do that right? Maybe I didn't do this right. But if I just have a single train go, I didn't have to have a separate platform then. Okay, well, let's modify our line here. That is steel component supply. Yeah, I need to have this go to the second platform. And then I think if I've done that correctly... yeah, okay. That works. It's just not stopping again at this second Hollywood platform, not yet. Okay. So, steel component supply, all I have to do here is clone the vehicle. And provided that it can actually get the thing out there, which it looks like it can, and then just have them, you know, operate on an offset. I should just keep on... ah, see, that doesn't quite... now, why... oh, it's waiting for the free path. Ah, okay, that's the problem. That has to go back through here. All right. Well, I guess it's fine to have it offset like this because they're already at the other end from each other anyhow. Although maybe I could add some more signals to create blocks. If it gets clogged up, we'll do that. Don't need to overcomplicate things right at the start. They're passing almost at the medium station, the intermediary. That should be fine. As long as they are set to both load 50%, shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so that loaded there. Yeah, see, the problem with just setting up a whole bunch of stuff when I'm not entirely sure what I want to do is I don't know what I want to do. And I think I'd rather wait until I have that completely figured out. Because now it's... I have never actually played this game to the point where I've needed to set up like multiple stations in the same town or anything like that. So this is all very, very new. Yeah, we have so many tools here that aren't being distributed anywhere. They still aren't producing enough. I guess the shipment has to go a little faster. Yeah, as far as like this side of the map is concerned, things are going pretty well. I don't have construction materials set up. And that is going to be the really annoying thing. Because eventually all of these cities are going to have 4 things they want. A couple of them already have it, but I know for sure this one and this one definitely need to have construction materials. But I don't think this is going to be able to produce enough just with this one quarry here. And it's not going to upgrade at all. We only ever saw the one other one. Where was it? Yeah, down here. I mean, we'll get additional ones at some point, but we don't have any way of knowing when that will be. All that being said, cargo station here is always going to be a smart choice. Just get this rolling here. Got one here. Maybe I should have the platforms on these be a little bit longer since I have the ability to do that now. Just start out with the 6 length here, then do the same thing on this end. Especially something as really, really, really in demand as this stuff is. Alright, collision with the road. We don't care about roads. But I will just replace this so we have something for those people to use. There we go. 75 the whole way. And then this has to have, because this is going to be, I guess, a distribution hub, we're going to have something here. I guess I could just have a single track going across the bay. And this has already started on its closing thing, so we will need to get this going soon. 2 quarries near each other at the bottom. Okay, there's one here, and one. Okay, that's not really near each other, but there's no plant nearby. So what I'm getting at is you'd have to ship it way off somewhere else. All right, we can go ahead and get this started here. I guess I'll just put that there. Why not? Alright, so this is going to be, first of all, let's make a line here to here, and then I'll have another one going probably. I should have made this a separate separate platform. Well, we'll call it, nope, stupid thing. Alright. This guy at the bottom here. Come on, there we go. Gondolas. So 120. Let's try 144. A cool $11 million. Okay, quarry supply. That should basically max out this platform. Of course, that's going to have to turn around. There we go. See, I do know how to turn trains around. I might actually be able to put a couple more cars on this. Let's find out. Oh, yes. I can put so many more cars on this. All right. So that's 144, 168. I can put even more. We're going to need it. 180. How about 204? Yeah. 204. That's the maximum length with 6. Or the maximum capacity with a length of 6. Alright, so that's going to go there. Just please deliver this before this closes or we're going to be in a world of hurt. Then this has to connect somewhere else. Now if this doesn't go away when this train arrives, we're going to be in some deep stuff. Because I haven't really gotten anything figured out past that point. So, there we go. That reset it. Alright. I'm going to... I know. I'm going to delete this. And then pop in a second platform on this station. Because we are going to need to make some sort of... electric. Milwaukee Road. Alright. Let's get this across the way here. Just straight across. 56. Let's go for this for the full speed. Even though they're probably not going to be going full speed. We should get in the habit of building good infrastructure. Alright, now, I have to have delivery here, and I have to have delivery here. That theoretically could be on the same path. I think we talked about that. But we need to figure out where the industry is going to be located here. Of course, it's all the way over here. That's not a convenient place to get to, but this here, if I were to build another road this way, so I have the ability to do that. Yeah, look at that, huh? Two can play at this game. Now, if I put this here, it can access almost everything. I'm just going to have to... No, this works. Let's give this longer platform to our 6 piece. And that will just have to connect to, see, Peoria here. I'm pausing this because it's easier for me, not because it necessarily makes sense. Eminent domain, some homes here. Go with that. Put in another street to just connect this bit. Which in theory, well, in theory should have given us better access over here, but... yeah. I'm gonna move this. I guess this is fine. Boy, this is going to be a nightmare to get trains in and out. Okay, so that gets connected, not there. It's connected to... Oh. I didn't consider that this was going to be a problem. I think we're going to have to go around... I should have put this somewhere else. Oh well. What, these jokers built it? Okay. It's fine. If I put this here, it should allow me to connect. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. So that's a point-to-point. Now this is just going to have to be kind of stupidly set up to connect to this. Which it says it can't because it has a collision with this road because it's a height issue. What? Alright. Just have to go across like this then. Oh, what? No. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Oh, no. No. That is way too much money way too much viaduct. We will not be able to do that. Can I, no, there's no other option besides... what? Come on, man. Really? Okay, this is going to have to be separated. Grade separated wise. Yeah. See, this is how this gets really, really complicated. I'm trying to build this nonsense. Okay. I guess this is fine. I just have to get it across the road here. It doesn't need to be super tall. It just needs to go across. And then I don't want that to be... This is completely unnecessary. It's completely unnecessary. Ow, you stupid idiots. Alright, so that, I guess, still counts as clearance? Yeah, sure, why not? Then the rest of this just has to go in here. I don't like that at all. I'm going to fix that, but that does give us full speed. That seems like that could have been sloped up a whole lot better. And it still wants to do that. Why? Why? It never wants to have this end of this be level. Well, it's fine. I'm not going to waste any more time worrying about it. Too much slope! Really? After you were the one that told me I had to have it that way. Okay. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to have to deal with it. That's going to be the easiest way to get it set up. Okay. So now this will be a new line. Going to here. Going to here. In Peoria, it's going to unload. Oh, no, it can't unload 50%. That is a dilemma, isn't it? Because I don't want to unload anything. I just want to... or I don't want to load anything. I just want to unload. At this point, it doesn't really matter. Well, the main one, obviously, you want it to load to 100%. And I guess it's just going to... it's just going to drop off whatever it can. It's probably the only thing it can really do, honestly. Boy, who built this? That's stupid. That's really dumb. Okay, I can have this set up here where I can use the same thing. Alright, game is paused just so I can go ahead and do this. Okay, I do, you know, it is electrified. Everything I build is electrified. Top speed is 75 miles an hour. It's electric. 4,500 horsepower. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. All right, we're going to do it. It's going to cost me $1 billion, but we're going to do it. Okay, what carries... Okay, flat car. Really? Bricks on a flat car? Okay, whatever. Let's do... Let's just start with that. And that can go on. Oh, line 1 that I haven't renamed. Unable to find... What do you mean it's missing electric tracks? I built this whole mess with electric tracks. It's right here. Oh, you know what it is? The station's not electrified. This one piece is not electrified. Okay, I need catenary. Where is... Wait, I can't... What? Okay. These last pieces here don't have catenary, but the... What? This is dumb. Why is it not... I don't have... Oh, am I just going to have to click on the individual track pieces in building mode? I think I am, because this... Oh, the second track doesn't have catenary at all. But the original... What? Okay, the game is drunk. Okay. I need to build tracks. with catenary. Let me build catenary. Why is there not a setting for that? Like, is there a... Like, you see that, like, the station is made with it. But it doesn't let me have this connected. It's absolutely maddening. Wow, oh, come on. Really? Come on, man. Like, there's no setting here for me to mess with this at all. But all the rest of the line, extra platforms are doing it. Yeah, but I need these. No, even then that doesn't let me do that. I just want to know why I gotta have. I want to know why I don't have catenary on this. Like, there's no options for that, right? No, nothing for catenary. Upgrade tool to use not in the station menu. Why? Okay, that was hidden. Catenary, yes. Give me my... God, son of a... Alright. Configure. Track. It disappears. But I can't upgrade track that's a part of a station because it doesn't treat it as part of a station. Doesn't... Come on, man. Really? Like, this has been set to yes this entire time. So what am I supposed to do? Okay, why is this now a set? Okay, all right. This, some of the decisions made in programming this game are absolutely baffling to me. All right, now, no, that doesn't have it either. I'm gonna have to really. I'm gonna have to go back in from a separate thing. Okay, whatever. Things that don't make sense. All right, so that should solve that issue. Now I just have to have back out of that. Now I have to take it off upgrade mode. Sheesh, what a mess. Alright, that at least is the same. There we go. Alright, now there's actually a path, which means this train can be assigned to line 1. And I guess I probably do have to have... Yeah, I guess I do have to have 2 separate trains for this. There's not really a great way to... Alright, fine. You win. You win. I'll do it. I'll do it the boring way. Okay, is that gonna be straight through here? Probably straight from there. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna end up doing, bypassing for another train. Construction not possible. Now with that attitude. Alright. So if this comes through here. Straight shot at maximum speed. That's what I'm talking about. 75 miles an hour. Blistering, neck-breaking speed. I think they can share that stub track. That should be fine. But we will need to put signals there and there. That should be fine. And now I just have to redo my... lines here. So San Diego to Peoria, that needs to be track 2. Alright, well then now it's angry at me. Alright. Here to there. Could not connect all stations. Why not? Okay, that doesn't want to let me do that. What? Come on, man. Really? That is... Why does that default to 2? What the heck kind of nonsense is this? Alright, forget it. Oh, what do you mean there's... There's not vehicles on the line. Okay, where's the vehicles on the line? There's not a single one. Or is that because this isn't separated with a signal? I bet you that's what it is. Alright. Son of a... Or is it because I've allocated one of these to it? That's probably what it is. Alright. Back to the station you go. Alright. Now, let's try this again. Delete the line. New line. Start here. Go here. There we go. Very good. So now this does not have to have, because it's not going to both, does not have to have 96 capacity, but that's expensive, and I can't really build another one, so what I will do, take this down. Yeah, I should be able to make that happen. All right. Line 1. Could not connect all you stupid idiots. Is it because I have to? Okay. You know, sometimes this game, man. All right. I feel this really should just be default by itself. Okay. All right. That sounded like a positive thing. Of course, this isn't really making anything right now, but now you got this thing. Super crazy overpowered for what we're doing with it, but it's fast. Oh, wait. No, the cars can only go 75 or 50 anyway, not 75. It's fine. It is what it is. It's quick. Then that just turns there. Okay. Yeah, that'll be fine. We will get faster freight cars at some point. Maybe. But let's do... Okay, that was the correct one. And then I said it was 4 flat cars. Yeah, do that. Oh, I haven't made a line for this yet. This needs to be named Peoria. And I need to have another one from here to Hollywood. Then that train needs to go from there, and now these are going to absolutely flip trying to figure out how to get routed somewhere. Could not connect. Oh, yeah, I... Guess what? It's the same nonsense here again with the electrification tool. Alright. There. Now it's connected. So this guy is waiting here. Oh no, it can just take this other track. No path. What do you mean there's no path? Oh, you stupid idiot. Went down the wrong track. What? Come on, really? Alright. San Diego. Yeah, it's on the wrong... Why are you the way that you are? Go back. Go back home. Okay, now it can't go Y. Oh, come on, man. Really? Like, why did you even go down this? You weren't supposed to do this. There's no reason why you should have done this. I'm going to have to sell this and rebuy it because it doesn't want to... Oh, now it can do it. Really? Really? Alright, now take the correct... There you go. Good job. Hopefully that's working correctly now. Oh, this actually has some. 1 brick. Alright, well that mess can sort itself out in time. Okay, so this does actually have enough to do something with, it seems. I need faster freight cars. I don't know when those unlock. Probably not for a little bit. What, he added a beard to it? I knew my name was in there. I didn't know it had a different model. That's kind of cool. Uh-oh, it's already 10 o'clock. I still have to make a video for tomorrow. Well, we'll do a little bit more with this. See exactly what we can get ourselves into. Like, I'd love to have additional building materials stuff go elsewhere, but I don't think this can produce enough. Just from here. It is 1-to-1, which is nice. But I don't think it's going to be able to keep up with too much of anything else. This is not going to upgrade, but if the shipment can keep up, then that's going to be fine. Don't think we need to worry about that. Extend wait times. Well, it's not going to increase the load if the thing can't produce it any faster. So there's not really much of a difference since it's producing at a constant rate anyway. Right? I feel like every time I've played with the timers for stops, it's just been a colossal mistake. So it's got 35 on it. Well, yeah, of course I am. Because I'm not waiting for that, because then this can't make anything. It's already... Okay, I guess it could go faster, but it has to have everything shipped first. It's upgrading. We'll see. I will probably not be streaming by the time you come back unless you are really, really fast. Oh, man, I don't know anything about bentos. I did have chicken katsu today, though. That was good. It wasn't a bento, though. I guess... I mean, this can only go 50 miles an hour anyway. Well, I have enough money now where it's not going to be that big of a deal to just redo it. Cut it down to 108 so it can go a little bit quicker. How much is this holding anyway? See, it's still only got 38 on it. Depending on how close you are to wherever you're going to get your bento, I might still be going, but I really shouldn't be. Because I do have to go record something, but... Oh, I don't care about airplanes. Don't tell me about airplanes. Oh, this one's almost full. Oh, never mind. That one car is almost full. It has a whole other car it can have stuff in. Or two more of those. Alright. Peterson wants machines. Now you want the machines. You never cared about the machines until just now. Well, I did build this with the idea in mind that someday I would be expected to deliver machines to that other city. So, let's give them their own platform. And then have a track run all the way down there. Which I don't... Okay, well I do have this going in here that I could connect to. But that really should be its own thing. I'm not worried about Vancouver oil well drying up. We're already not using everything we're producing. I don't even know where that is. Oh, it's up here. Now. There's nothing else really... We have like 5 or 6 other ones right in range. Yes, I'm definitely making enough to consider passenger service. I just don't know how I'm going to route it. Loop around the right side of town. Well, why would I go all the way around just to come in like this? The smarter thing to do would be to just have this also connect through here, which is going to bulldoze a bunch of houses, but it's railroads in the 1900s. Construction, not possible. Not possible, not possible. What? Oh, I can't... I can't? Okay, it's not going to let me do that either. It doesn't like this intersection. The cargo platforms are super wide for some reason. Okay, well this is a problem. I don't want to share too many platforms with stuff. I know passenger service is coming through here. That's going to be annoying to figure out. Okay, well I didn't need this platform then. Or this other thing on this other side. What am I... Like, I don't think these guys are going to want to share a platform, but it might be the way I have to go. because this is already... It's already going here. That's Birmingham to the food. So the machines are not... Okay, let's see where the machines are trying to go. Right in the middle of town in an area I was going to bulldoze. Okay. So this is probably... I don't want a passenger station. Get out of here. This is probably a decent argument for a for another station to go in here. Just with a stub end track. Yeah. That, I know this is probably not going to be a popular thing, but... Because this reaches all the way, most of that. Maybe it would be better to have one over here. Oh, yeah, because that could actually, that could serve the rest of these guys, but I don't know, then I don't have... Alright, I'm complicating this way too much. Share with the rail to the left that dead ends. This? That is probably the easiest thing first off to do, but... Alright, let's see if I can make this happen here. So I want this to separate. It doesn't have to be quick yet. Because that has to go up to... Where's the platform on this? Yeah. Let's start from here. And get this over to the general area. So that's 75 the whole way. Oh, right next to this building. That is ugly. A rail next to the one you just looked at. Well, I can't build on that one. This one cannot go because it's too close to the intersection. Excuse me. This one here is already shared with the tool supply coming from the south. And this would also... okay, well, regardless, it's going to be coming through this way anyhow. To get into this mess. Because I do have to go around this. So I think I just have to have... Yeah, I just have to clear that, and then this gets a lot easier. So if that comes to here... I think this will be fine. Oh, yeah, this one could go to the one on the far side. You guys are so smart. You know that? Has anyone ever told you that? All right. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification and hook this up to here. Okay, that is too quick. Let's get that hooked up here. There we go. Full speed, which means I've just disconnected one of these lines. That's not that one. Tool shuttle. There we go. That needs to go now to platform 4. Okay. That has actually substantially improved my prognosis of this. Now this can come in here and demolish buildings. And then once it leaves town right about here, it already has to slow down for the curve. Then this just gets hooked up. Okay, that's a little bit too steep of a curve. Let's take that out. Then hook that to here. Too much slope. Oh, come on. It's these... I'm going to have to have it go over the track again. Okay. Up you go. It really is going to make me do that much? Okay. Coming across here. Is that not tall enough? Oh, that's plenty tall enough. Look at that. Okay. This is going to have to get moved down. I know I've just created absolute chaos doing this. Is that in the same deal? Go down. Yeah, it didn't have enough vertical clearance, I don't think. That might be okay. So then this to connect here. It's expensive, who cares? Okay, now if I try this. Now if I try this. There we go. Give me a bridge. Perfect. Alright, so that was slightly annoying, but I think that should still be connected. Okay, now Peterson Central has to have a connection to Machine Land. So that's going to be here to here, and that should be completely fine. Okay. So that is fine. And now that needs a train. A train that cannot come from this because it is not connected to that currently, but if I did that, now it is. Okay. I'm not going to get a $12 million electric locomotive just for that. I probably also don't need one of these. But it's also, it's quick and I have the cash, so. Okay. Machines go in the boxcar. Let's start with 2. And there we go. Chug right along through the slip track. And then it should, assuming these can actually be made in any reasonable quantities, which they are not yet, but should connect nicely. So of course it has nothing to drop off, but that's fine. Hopefully there's going to be some machines for us to pick up later. Somehow there's tools on that platform. There should not be tools on that platform. We might have to go mess with that in a minute. Okay, still no machines for that to pick up. Don't tell me I demolished the only ones that were wanting machines. I've done that before. This stupid building disappeared. Alright, forget it. Now the better question is, why does this have a single tool on it? So you would think Birmingham food distribution, why does that have a tool on it? Like, Birmingham wants tools. Why not just take it in there? I don't think I have that route set to limit what gets put on the train. Okay, where's tool shuttle? Yeah, no, they can pick up whatever they want. So I don't know what the deal is with that. So the next time that train comes in, we're going to have to see what actually gets put on it. Okay, where's the train that's supposed to come through here anyway? There it is. Alright. Food distribution. Okay, good. It picked it up. I don't know why that was there. It must have come from... It would have had to have come from Peterson. Whatever. I do not know why it does what it does. Look at all this. We got so much steel here. PP steel supply. Rolling deep. Is that already... full? Oh, okay, not quite. Yeah, remember when I said I was going to stop streaming so I could do other stuff? Me neither. Okay, 6 going there. So, Birmingham only needs to have construction material. But I don't think this is producing enough. It's almost producing enough. Do you think it would be stupid to have this come all the way down here? Because Norfolk also wants some, but they've got a thing, but they don't have a quarry. So I hate to have a whole bunch of other lines just for this. with not that much coming from it. But that would be the closest we could get from any production of building materials. Did you hear about the Honda rocket? I have not. Oh, never mind. That flew right over my head. Alright, I do think this may be able to produce enough to handle Birmingham since it's only 8. But we would need to have a pretty long line to get down here. Honda should spend less time launching rockets into space and more time designing brake systems that aren't terrible. No. I do like our minivan, but the brakes have always been terrible the entire time we've ever had it. Okay, what is this? That has 2 things connected to it? Or no, that's a single track for... I don't even know. I don't know what that is. I feel like I could maybe suss it out with enough time, but... You can just... Oh, now this has catenary. Gives me an option to do that. Stations... previously did not. Well, I did say I was going to have the electric ones on this other one, and that's probably not necessary because we don't have the fast tracks anyway. Oh, come on. There we go. I'll just add another track, and then we'll just move on from there. Well, hello, Devilish. 5 gift memberships, very much appreciated. Vaishnav, Ryan, Wingthor79. That's a cool name. Alexandra, Jason R., welcome to the boosters. A couple of those names seem a little familiar, but I know at least a few of them are brand new, so enjoy early access to videos, if you're even in here. At some point, I'm going to have the names for the beavers fixed, but there's like 600 names on the list. And, or not 600, 1,600. Which I know, first world problems, right? But it is still a lot to try and figure out. I think I'm going to have to thread this through here, maybe? Yeah, see, that works. This is going to cost so much money to build. I have to zoom in. Okay. I need to get up to here, which obviously there's obstacles present. And I do not want a viaduct half the length of the map. That is not going to work. But I do need to cross roads, and I do need to cross this track, and I need to cross... Look at this mess. Okay. Parent-child bowl. Okay, hold on. How does that even make sense? Okay, I have to commit routing math here. Because this is going to go all the way up there. If I am smart about this. Chicken and... Oh, okay. So, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Chicken and egg. I would never have gotten that, though. See, most of the houses are on that side. If I wanted to, I could have this line I'm building also be for passenger service. But the way that this is currently set up, this would have to go underneath to come in here. And I don't think I'd want to share a line with passenger service and freight. At least not without... Okay, does Birmingham even want to go over here to Pembroke Pines? It's probably not. Oh, okay. There actually is a little bit of demand. Yeah, I'm well versed with not Googling things with Japanese names, because you know it pops up. I might be kind of dumb, but I also was definitely not born yesterday. This, I suppose. How tight can I get this and still be 75? Okay. So I want this to go here. thread through these. I guess that's probably fine. Yeah, let's just get what we can get done without, you know, everything being incredibly complicated. So I know that has to go here. I don't think we're going to need to have too much of this, but tunnel under the river. That I don't think we have enough clearance here based on the location of the station, because remember we in theory don't have a direct link between Birmingham and Pembroke Pines yet. And I was going to maybe do passenger service. But that could actually be a separate line that branches off of this before it gets I just have to be able to get this where it's supposed to go. So this has to connect to this track here. See how... Alright, let's take this back a little bit to, say, right about here. If I go underground, is that going to be deep enough to have a tunnel? That would be, but that's also incredibly deep. What was the... There we go. Shift is the shallow nudge. Happy unbirthday? Huh? Okay, you lost me there. Collision? With what? Okay, well that lines up pretty well here. I just have to adjust this. Okay, what? So it wants to come out of the tunnel underneath the river, and it's not letting me get away with anything else here. Okay, well for some reason that worked. What? Okay, what kind of abomination is this? It still says collision. Oh, it's the road. It's that road. Well, that road doesn't need to be there. There we go. I can just reroute this, and I'm going to have to grab that again, but... There. I guess we'll just... I'll do them the kindness of at least aligning the road. There. So now the problem is I have to connect here to here. Okay. Still. For some reason... Oh, what? Why did it do that? No, 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 no. 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 That should never have come out of the tunnel right there. And I can't go any lower. Really? This game's drunk. Haven't streamed at Japan-friendly times for ages. I know. Well, congratulations on getting married. That is very expensive. All right, I'm not going under the river. It's too many problems. Instead, we will go over the river and have to have this be the correct type of bridge. So, level crossings, so on and so forth, but whatever. Now the problem is going to be going underneath that track, because I don't want to have a level crossing there. So if I were to do that, is that going to be enough to get me underneath? Survey says collision. Okay. Not ideal. I think I can go a little bit lower. That's as low as it's going to let me go, huh? Well, that should be enough, maybe. There we go. Boy, this is hideous. Bump the other track up. I could, but it's already really high, and I guess this is fine for now. Now, where's my connection? Right here. Oh, this entire mess would be underground? $1.3 million? And it only comes up right here? I don't think we need to do that. I wish it would give me slope statistics. Like, that's still going down. That's, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. We don't want that. Want that to be level or possibly going up. That's as close as I can get. Okay, that connects there. I want that to be... Alright, let's... There we go. That's what I wanted. Too much slope. Okay, well... The answer is a hearty cry about it. Ground level. Connected right there. Alright, that should be good. Well, it's better than nothing. Alright, so now Birmingham has been completely connected for building material distribution. And it's all sharing the same track. Okay. Well, they're not going to be going through here often enough for this to really be much of an issue. So I guess that's fine. New line. We can always add more platforms later. Okay. Birmingham. Not... There we go. That's... And since it's such a long distance, and I kind of just want to have the fun, expensive toys anyway, I will just make the big electric train. Building materials go on the flat car. Cannot connect all stations. Okay. Well, is this because I did not electrify the Birmingham station? Almost certainly is. Oh yeah, I remember I was building this and I said, well, I'm not going to need that. Well, now it's upgraded, and now it can. All right. I should have this guy waiting for a free path. Okay, understandable, because there are multiple trains that use this path. That guy leaves, this guy should be able to go. This is the North American map set, so this is Birmingham, Alabama, which probably does not have a statue to Ozzy Osbourne. No path oh, come on. Why did it go to this... You stupid idiots. Why? Why are you stuck every time? Oh, it's because I put the... Alright. I put that signal there. That's absolutely my fault. But this has happened so many times. Alright. So now it has to wait because it doesn't have a free path. Because... Oh, this is going to be a disaster. Why did it get stuck here? Oh, Alabama loves Leonard Skinner, I can tell you that much. Alright, so now we have a Mexican standoff. Like, what? Come on, man. Why are you the way that you are? I can't... There's no reason for... This is not the... It's not the platform it's supposed to go to. So now this is completely screwed. I'm going to have to just send this back somewhere. See, I can't... I'm going to have to just sell it. No, that's not the sell button. This is the sell... Nope. Come on, get out of here. Easiest way to solve the problem. I know it's probably could have been done something else, but this is just such a colossal disaster every time. Birmingham building mats at San Diego goes to... Yeah, why was it ever going to that one platform? There's no rule that says that trains can't play chicken, so there's actually an achievement if you have two trains stuck like that, but I've already got it, so... Alright. Now, if it does this again, I'm going to throw my computer out the window, because there's no reason for this. It has to wait for the free path. And as long as there's not a train in the station picking up building materials, it should... Oh, now it doesn't have a free path. I wonder why it didn't go, though. Was it because that one had already decided it was time to leave? Okay, so now it's going, because that train is now going to have to wait in the station to leave. Okay, that's because I didn't have a signal on this track to wait, which it desperately needed. So now this is here. These guys are going to have to wait if they show up, because there is now nowhere else for them to go. And that's leaving, even though it didn't get anything for some reason. I guess it's fine. Alright. Now the long journey continues at 50 miles an hour with absolutely nothing. Have to traverse the entire continent, but we will get there. Very, very slowly. It is pretty wild, though. 3 hours ago, we started the second stream with, what, 4 trains? Maybe 5. And now we have all this set up. And it's only 1922, which is good, because if this was on regular speed, it would be like 1990. And these would all be like dash 8s or something. First-person cam for tunnels would be great. Like, you can still first-person it, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't render the inside of the tunnels. So, this is what first-person looks like. You can honk the horn, as always. But I'm pretty sure when it goes through a tunnel, you don't see anything anyway. So for those of you who were here last week, when we were doing the dropped frames stuff... Oh, wait, no, you can't see the inside of tunnels. Never mind, what was I thinking of then? Yeah, the stop distance was just a tiny bit unrealistic. This has only dropped 6,829 frames across 3 hours, which shows as 1.6%. I lowered the bitrate for streaming from 30,000 to 24,000, and that seems to have helped. But it's not currently dropping frames, so I can't really give you any further information than that. But that is a lower number. Last stream it was like 30-some thousand dropped frames. So I guess we'll see if we have any bricks available. We might not, because every time one of the other trains goes in, it just takes all the bricks that it has. But I think it's supposed to be rationing them out between the lines. I guess we'll find out. So that one's awaiting, and so are we, because the other one is coming across the bridge. We should probably at this point double track the bridge and have some sort of signal set up for us to be able to use everything, but for right now this is probably fine. So who gets to go first? The other one because it was waiting? Ah, so now you see the flaw inherent in the system with how this has been set up. Yeah, that's going to have to be done probably the next thing, because I do want to, you know, keep writing this, but we will see. We'll see what we can do. Alright, so there goes that guy. Has he got any bricks? Yep, he's got bricks. And now it's our turn. Okay, that's a little nauseating, those things on the side there, but look at all these bricks. So this should be nice and... Wait, what? What? You didn't even load anything. No. 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 No, where's my bricks? I'm glad somebody got that. Now you see the violence inherent in the system. Help, help, I'm being repressed. Let's just go ahead and electrify this so we don't have another drama here. Okay. So that is unfortunately going to be another bridge, which is expensive to build, but what can you do about it? Ooh, that's going to look really stupid if it just goes right next to it, so let's... Good enough. So I think this is the shortest one, so it can have its own track. Probably makes sense to do it that way. Alright. Here comes the part where things get really complicated. By really complicated, I mean not actually that complicated. Alright. So that solves that problem, except now this train's on the wrong track because somebody was an idiot. So all we have to do now is put in a slip here. And then that should, in theory, allow it to get back to where it needs to go. Okay, this goes to Peoria. That means we have to have that changed to track 3. Okay, that works. And Birmingham still has absolutely no bricks assigned to it. But they had demand. Don't tell me the demand went away. It did not. They want 10, and they're not going to get it. Wait a second. Did I... You know what? This doesn't hold building materials. Not at all. Now it does. That's my fault. If you put multiple parallel tracks with switches and crossovers, it's smart enough to use whichever track is available. Maybe? I actually don't know. Where the heck am I? Okay. I don't know how I got turned around that bad. I think in theory, yes, but I don't want to put it into practice. I don't want to test it. So this also, I mean, this is literally just a construction material plant. There we go. Now we have building materials. San Diego could be a decent passenger destination from Birmingham. I don't know if they have a desire to get there. Nobody, but Pembroke Pines, yes, which is why I had the thought that maybe I would want to have another station platform here. That was set up as a passenger thing, because we haven't done any of that service yet. But it's also 10:39, and I have to record another video, so I don't want to stop though, because like, we've really got a lot of good stuff going here. Like, we got lines everywhere, man. This whole half of the map, well, I guess third of the map has stuff going all over it, and we made a lot of money. We were making just gobs of cash, and pretty soon Birmingham will be the first city to have all 4 of its needs met. That is the only 4 needs this will ever have, because the game, I guess you can select whatever you want, but the max is 4 for this playthrough. So this should end up being our most developed city. It's like every time I connect something to these clowns, they stop wanting it. So I do want to see us get our bricks in here. But that train is way off up there where I can't even see it. So what other kind of vehicles are available right now? Haven't gotten any new steam locos. Haven't gotten any more of this. The diesels haven't shown up yet. They will soon. Think of the 30s maybe start showing up. Okay. We have 6 bricks. How about that? These faster freight cars are going to really, really do some fantastic numbers. Now, passenger wagons, this can go 112 miles an hour, the heavyweight cars. This one can do 68, and this electric loco can do 75. So if we do end up using these heavyweight parlor cars, then that will be tremendously quick. Greatest city in the history of mankind discovered by the Germans in 1904. I'm not sure what that's a reference to. But we've met the food demand completely. Bricks we should see in here very shortly that says 2. But they brought 6, so I'm not sure why. We got a minus 20% from the noise pollution. Well, not too much you're going to do about that. Maybe the... oh, now it says minus 30%. Maybe the steam locomotives are too loud. They are pretty loud. Condition, very bad. Is there everything else electrified that is running on that? Because we're going to get cheaper electrification as far as engines is concerned at some point. I figure I might as well just electrify all of this now before it becomes a problem. At least going in and out of Birmingham. Alright, so that was already set. Good to go. Unfortunately, the American set doesn't really get a lot of variety with electric locomotives. I'm pretty sure all of them are, after a certain point, all of them are just passenger locomotives. And like, I know you get, I want to say you might get the GG1, which would be the only exception, but then the rest of it is just stuff Amtrak used. AM7, you get the, I don't know if you get the Sprinter or not. You might not. Passenger-wise, you get the Metroliner, and then you get the totally not copyright infringement on the Acela Express thing, and then you get the Avelia Liberty, which is also named something stupid, but in the game. Oh, okay, San Diego. Okay, I think now that we have all of this in here and we're getting that big boost, I think this is probably the best place to call it for today, because this has been a whole lot of stuff done. But I really like this game. I want to stream it more. But I also have Satisfactory to contend with, and I think that Satisfactory I'm going to try to do Thursday, and I'm going to do this on Saturday. I'm going to try to have this be Tuesdays, Saturdays, and then Satisfactory Thursdays, Sundays. If I can manage to stream 4 days a week, we'll see what happens. It won't be every single week I'm able to do that, but I am glad you guys chose to join today, because this is a lot of stuff done. Lots of neat conversation, all that good stuff. Gonna be a while before we get to the Swayze Express. But, again, really appreciate you. Have a fantastic rest of your evening, and we'll see you again soon for more fun with the beavers and other fun things. Take care. Bye-bye.